Guys, welcome back. We are on whatever video number this is, 3 or 4. But we're in this masterclass series that Mark and I are putting together on all things disposition. We're actually laying out for you our exact blueprint. We have our SOP here that we'll give you for free. And this isn't just like, hey, here's some good ideas about dispo. This is exactly how we do 7 figures a year in a sleepy market in Tulsa, Oklahoma. This works. If you implement it, this works. On this video, we are moving all the way down to day 3 in our 5-day dispo process.
The day before the walkthrough, it's really warming up now.
Yeah, and remember, day 3 is important. You do not want to skip day 3. Now, we're pushing everybody to the walkthrough all along, but day 3 is like really trying to get a show up. And what we've proven, and we've tested both ways, is the more people at the walkthrough, the higher the fees we get.
Correct.
And we know that if we can get 40, 50 people out there, we're going way over our suggested price. The data says the more people, the more money. And think about that. Part of that idea there is around that auction environment, that frenzy. You know, cash buyers have big egos. They don't want to lose. They're competitive. When they pull up and there's 50 cars down the road all looking at this house, automatically it's like, this is an awesome deal. I don't want to miss this.
They act irritated, but they're thinking to themselves, okay, this must be a pretty good, if this many people, and
it must be a deal.
It must be a deal.
Yeah.
Because if they pull up to one and there's nobody there, you know, they're going to be thinking, okay, I'm going to get this one.
And we do not want that happening. So if we blow this, we've done all this work, and then we have a poor turnout, it was all for nothing.
Countless times I've had buyers, they'll reach out to me, did you sell that property? I'm like, yeah, the walkthrough was yesterday. Oh, I forgot. I really wanted that one. Did you already accept an offer? Yeah, we're past, we're coaching them. We want them to know because they want the properties. They don't necessarily always want the best deal. They have a business too, and they need steady revenue. Not every deal we have is a home run. Not every deal is a home run for them either. So a lot of times they would love to work with us. They would love to buy the house, even if it's not that grand slam. They'll get them, so will we. But a lot of times they would love to have just been reminded so they could show up. They would have paid more, and they would have had no qualms paying more. It's just both of us dropped the ball. They didn't put it on the calendar, and we weren't intentional about it.
So when we see that happen, it's a red flag to us, like, man, we've got to get these reminders down. We've got to let these people know, and we've got to somehow make sure they're all coming to the walkthrough. And again, guys, if you missed the philosophy that Mark and I follow, we are not trying to sell these properties outside of the walkthrough. We force everybody to come to that window. They don't get private showings. So we tell them, bring your investor, bring your partner, bring your contractor. This is the only time you're going to see this property. And we set up this usually 2-hour window?
2-hour window. And on day 3, we're going to communicate with the seller. We're going to verify that everything is still good. We're going to make sure they remember what all the conversations that have happened. We've pre-agreed that they will vacate the property for inspections. This is a non-negotiable for us at this time. I've always resisted it, and now it's been so much easier for me and for our buyers so that everybody can feel comfortable. They can look at the house. They're not on eggshells. We're talking to the seller, reminding them.
Getting them out. They're going to get a $100 gift card to go shopping or whatever.
We're
get
scheduling all this with them.
Yep.
This is what time I'll be there. I'll give you $100. I'll call you when we're done.
And you guys that do any kind of agent model, it's no different. You don't want that agent there either. So you tell the agent, look, I don't want you there. You don't need to be there. We just need the door opened. I'll meet you there. This is what I do. I'll meet you there 15 minutes early. We'll unlock the door. You need to go though, because I'm going to be in here with a small army of, partners, investors, contractors. Just give us that time. Let us go through this. We don't need you here. And so we push really hard to make sure that seller, or if there's an agent in the picture, that they're not there. If they are there, then your dispo manager is going to be there with them and stay there the whole time. No one's having conversations with the seller or agent that our dispo manager's not there to manage that, right?
Correct, yeah, because you don't know what they're going to say.
You don't know what they're going to say, and it just avoids backdoors, protects everybody, makes it better. So what all are we doing on the reminder day? Day 3, all these walkthrough reminders, we treat this as valuable as any other step in the process, but how are we maximizing the show up?
So ideally, at this point in time, we'll have 50 plus prospects to property. That's every single person that has commented on a Facebook post asking about it, responded to the email asking for more information. If they've reached out to us in any semblance that they're interested, it's like a seller raising their hand, I'm interested in selling a house. We put them as a prospect. Ideally, at this point in time, we want 50 plus. Every single one of them is at least getting a text reminder with a link to RSVP to the walkthrough, or if they don't RSVP, they have to respond to the text to verify that they're going to be present. And the hot ones, we're calling them. Everybody that was labeled as hot, they're getting a phone call. Hey man, we really want you to get this deal. And they're like, well, will you sell it to me now? Hey, we're doing this for you too. You know, we want you to feel really comfortable with the purchase you're going to make. We want you to see it so that you know what you're getting into. You know, everybody that buys deals from us makes money. And we tell them that. We can show you examples. People buying deals from us make money. We're doing this so that you know what you're agreeing to. We want you to feel good about the deal you're getting as well. And the hot ones are getting that phone call. Everybody else, non-negotiable. Every single prospect, at least 50 is what we want at this point, is getting a text reminder. Hey, walk through tomorrow, verify attendance, make sure you're like, hey, we really want you to be there. Let us know if we're going to see you there, because we're going to move them. We're going to move them in the CRM from interested to attending event, so that we can have a trackable metric. How many people on average say they're going to attend? And then after we update it, we'll get into that of how many people actually attend, so we know on average and we can predict these things going on.
Yeah, if you guys remember, go back to the very first video, I think it was, where we talked about the steps of progressing a lead. And getting them to commit to attend the walkthrough is huge. Like, that's a big movement in the CRM.
It's like our seller appointment. When the seller lets us schedule an appointment,
it's just like that.
It's a motivation driver. You know they're actually interested if they're going to take time out of their day.
Yep. And then we track how many of them said they were going to come, how many of them actually came, and then again, how many of them offered. But here we're going to be doing all of that outreach there. We're actually physically calling any A-tier buyers. So they're not just getting a text reminder, they're getting a phone call. Hey, you were really interested in this one, do not miss this. And we tell them, look, if you miss this walkthrough, that's it. You know, we're taking offers the next day. The only way you can get in on it now would be to do a sight unseen offer, because we're taking offers on the next day, and that's it. Highest offer gets the deal.
Yeah, and we're also...
So you're coaching them all the time of like, go to the walkthrough, you have to be there.
Like I said, we don't want to be a cash buyer employee. And we're doing this not only to help us, but to help them. If there's a process that is very clear and repeatable, they know what to expect, we know what to expect, and it just sets proper expectations for both parties involved.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and combine, I think, day 4 on this video. So we'll do days 3 and 4. Yeah, let's go right straight into the walkthrough day. So now we're on day 4, the moment of truth. You know, like, this is where
the rubber meets the road. All of it leads up to this moment.
Yeah, if no one shows up, crap, we're screwed. If 50 people show up, we're home run. And this is also when we say the offer window opens. Now, what does that mean?
So the offer window, we have a hard deadline on the day 5, which we may end up including in this as well. We're making sure everybody is very clear that they know when the offer is due. And we can negotiate offers after that, but they have to offer by a certain point in time. And we want that expectation set. This whole process has been to set expectations like we do with sellers. We're doing it with buyers as well. And we want them to know, now that they've seen it, we would love to sell them the place. We know they feel comfortable. They've seen it. They have their contractor there. And they can bring anybody they want. They can bring 3 contractors. They can bring 1 for every trade. I don't care. And I tell them, they'll walk up and I'm like, hey, I'm Mark. Super happy to see you guys here. You know, you guys haven't seen one of our houses before. This is the process. The seller is gone. You have free reign. Look at anything you want. We have 2 hours. And then they're like, oh, okay. And then they can go through. They can be looking at the HVAC.
You'll see them down in the crawl space, or like with a flashlight in the basement.
Trap under the sink. Yeah. And I want them to, because I want them to feel comfortable with the house they're buying, and I want them to know they're going to make money on it.
Yeah. And during that walkthrough is massive networking time. And not only, again, the follow-ups are going all morning long too. What time is like ideal time for the walkthrough?
Ideally, the walkthrough is going to be from either 12 to 2. We want it within that lunch window, because some people do still have full-time W-2 jobs and they get a lunch window that they can go walk a property. 8 to 9 a.m. we're sending out that reminder. So at least 3 hours in advance, they're getting another reminder text. Hey, today is the day. See you here at this time. We have a window from this to this. Offers due at this time. And then we go through the process. We have them there. Again, very big thing we're transitioning into now, non-negotiable, the seller is not present. We want the buyers to feel comfortable about it. Sometimes they'll feel concerned that they see the seller in the house. Are they actually going to leave? You know,
I don't want to go in their room.
Yeah.
Weird things.
Yeah. And then they feel more comfortable. And I like it too, because, you know, I may have a suspicion on how much I think the rehab budget is, but I'll walk with them. I'll be like, hey man, what do you think? What do you think and not only am I using that for intel, so I can learn what buyers are actually paying for labor and things like that to keep my own knowledge up to date on things like this. But I want to know, like, maybe this guy is going to be doing the work himself. Maybe this guy's going to sub it out and they're going to mark it up 25%. I don't know. So I can also understand when it comes time to negotiate with them where they're going to be comfortable, because I have an idea of what they're going to pay for the rehab. And not only do I want to know that so I can negotiate with them, but I do genuinely like to know. Labor costs and material costs are changing all the time. Maybe some people want to do higher end finishes. Maybe some people are just going to lipstick it and rent it. These are things I want to know, because then when I get another house in that neighborhood or in that area, I have a better understanding of what the different exits are and how to achieve them. And that helps me when I get the next deal, when I'm negotiating with a seller.
So that's valuable feedback to acquisitions, right?
Oh, yeah.
So now we go back to acquisitions and we say, hey, when you put that deal together, here's what you thought, here's what all the feedback said. Let's make sure that we're congruent.
They don't want that as a 1% rental. They want that as a 2% because it's a rough area. These are things you can find out. We want to learn from our buyers. We want to give them the chance to educate us on how they invest as well, so we can build that knowledge base on what to expect, what they're looking for, and have a general consensus between all of them as to what we need to be putting our rehab budgets at. Because if they don't like the budget you told them, they're going to tell you. They're going to be like, I'm not seeing this. Like, for example, we had one where we assumed the rehab would be 50, and I was talking to him, and he's like, I don't know where you're seeing 50 here. I see 30. I'm thinking, ooh, this might be, ironically, they bought it because
because they had a lower budget.
Their family is a rehab crew, and they're going to do it all internally. And I found that out just by sitting there and talking to him. My walkthrough went quicker than, hey, everybody go in, go out, send me your offers. We're intentional with that. We want to be there and talking to them, and we found all this out as part of that conversation.
Yeah, so that's really critical there on that actual walkthrough. Now, what's happening immediately post walkthrough? So let's say walkthroughs from 12 to 2. What's the very next thing that's going on?
As soon as the walkthrough ends, whoever was present at the walkthrough with the buyers will update the Dispo team, the Dispo assistant, to mark who all attended, because those are the ones that we're really going to hammer on for offers. If they didn't attend, then that changes their rating within our own process of how.
Do they get a reminder, or it's like, no?
We send offer reminders out to everybody.
Because maybe they'll do a sight unseen if they didn't come.
They might, and we told them we're not taking offers until this day anyway. So maybe they didn't offer. They know the area. They've driven by the house. Their aunt used to live there. I don't know. So everybody gets the offer reminder.
Okay.
But we want to mark very specifically who attends, because we're going to track that for the future. If they attended this one, they're more likely to attend another one.
And they're definitely getting calls and things too. Like, they're getting treated very special because they attended the walkthrough. Like, that's a hot lead.
We're going to nurture that relationship because we know they're a serious buyer at that point.
And the deadline is always for the following day, typically at noon, right?
Typically at noon.
So now they've got basically a full 24 hours almost to run their numbers, get their best offer.
And I know some people that give them 48 hours. Maybe it's better, maybe it's not. For us, we don't like to give them that much time because maybe they see another property they like. You want to if you have somebody on the hook, you want to keep their attention span on yours. 24 hours and somebody's considering buying an $150,000 house, they're going to be a lot more serious and in their underwriting because they know they have a quick deadline. They're going to be plugged into your deal, not looking at somebody else's, because they just spent the time to walk it. Even if one got emailed to them in that point in time, they're already talking to their lender, they're talking to their rehab crew. They're like, well, look at that one after. Let's try to get this one first. So it kind of blocks out that space in their psyche to focus on your deal, as opposed to the shiny fish lure that comes up that they haven't even walked yet. And they don't know the wholesaler.
Yeah, that's great. So when we get to that, offer deadline, that's day 5. And I think, Mark, let's do a whole separate video, because one of the things I love that we do is these magic questions 1 and 2. And what we now do at the end of the whole process to really pull out even more revenue on these deals.
Couple simple questions.
There's a couple things here, guys, that if you just implement this.
These are the big hacks of the
Oh my gosh, we've seen instantly a 10,000 raise in price, just like that, just from asking these 2 questions. I really want to spend some time on that. So guys, don't miss the last video here on the series, the official decision day, where we're going to choose that offer from all the walkthrough and everything else we've done here. And again, guys, we're going to give you this SOP so you can understand this entire process. On this, we have actually scripts that we use, the questions we ask, the entire process. This will allow you to build your own Dispo team with your assistant and your Dispo manager.
And automate the process.
And automate everything. So we'll give this to you for free, link in the description. And if you have questions, be sure to put those in there. Remember, we're putting all of this into a playlist so you can watch each of these videos in order. And thank you, Mark. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you on the next video.